gentlemen, the Greater Latrobe High School welcomes you to the Wildcat Den for tonight's matchup between the Kiski Cavaliers and our Greater Latrobe Lady Wildcats. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously toward those around you. Abusive language and disorderly conduct are unacceptable and not welcome here at Greater Latrobe. Let's afford the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask if you are able to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the performance of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be performed by the Wildcat Pep Band. And here we go. Let's get this contest started with the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. Up first, the visitors, the Kiski Cavaliers. Starting at forward, a 5'11" senior, number 13, Gianna DeVito. Starting at forward, a 5'9" senior, number 14, Allison Pencak. Starting at forward, a 5'11" junior, number 20, Jada Pencak. Starting at guard, a 5'6" senior, number 33, Sydney Hynak. And starting at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 41, Bailey Porchacek. Cavaliers are led by assistant coaches Courtney Zeza and Ashley Polka. Their head coach is Todd Brush. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet and greet our Lady Wildcats. Representing Greater Latrobe, at guard, a 5'5" senior, number 3, Bree Hefrella. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 5, Sophia Duravich. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 12, Natalia Sakaris. Starting at guard, a 5'5" junior, number 13, Embry Bridge. And rounding out the Lady Wildcat lineup, at forward, a 5'11" junior, number 30, Maggie Myers. The assistant coaches for the Lady Wildcats are Beth Lavrilla and Rachel Bruna. The Lady Cats are led by head coach Mackenzie Livingston.
And welcome into Pencak Sports Network. Tonight is a WPIAL Class 5A Section 2 matchup between the Latrobe Wildcats and the Kiski Area Cavaliers. Tonight, Latrobe enters at 10-7, 7-4 in section play, while Kiski Area 11-9, 5-6 in section play. Both teams are clinched in the WPIAL Class 5A playoffs. Tonight doesn't mean that much for Kiski Area. A win would help their case in seeding. For Latrobe, they're not going to move with a win or a loss tonight. They're going to stay where they are at. Latrobe looking, they're sitting at the 3rd in the section, Kiski Area at the 4th. There are 2 seats remaining in Class 5A. That'll either go to Bethel Park and Peters Township, and Mars and Montour. Those are the 4 teams fighting for 2 spots. And so we are ready to get this tip underway. It'll be Myers and Pencak that takes it, and that will go to Pencak. Hop on and tries to get that to DeVito. That's taken over by the Wildcats. Havrilla with possession. She goes under to Skiers, and that goes to Dinovich, and that is a miss for her. DeVito down the floor, stops her dribble, and she'll get that to Hynak. Hynak will try to get that to Horsachek. That'll go out of bounds off of Kiski Area, and that'll be a turnover, and that'll be Latrobe ball. And so now Latrobe with possession. Bridge goes to Donovich, back to Bridge, goes into Myers. That goes out. Number 3, Havrilla for 3. That is no good. And it'll be a foul. Should go on Myers there.
Greater Latrobe foul, number 30, Maggie Myers.
And so that foul does go on Myers. And so now Hynak across half court. She loses it, tries to get that to Horsachek. It's a turnover by Latrobe. Myers under the hoop, stops it, and that is good. And so it is a 2-0 lead now for Latrobe. A sloppy turnover for the Cavaliers.
Kiski basket, number 13, Gianna DeVito.
Timeout. All right, and so we are back. DeVito got the made shot there for the Cavaliers. And so Pencak with possession. Check. And so it's a turnover for Latrobe. Myers with it. Havrilla rips the 3. That is no good. And it'll be a foul. It'll be Kiski ball. Out of bounds, sorry. Not a foul.
Lady Wildcat substitution now in the game, number 11, Jules Boulash, number 21, Morgan Myers.
And so Pencak with it now. That goes into DeVito. Out to Pencak. Pencak for 3. She was on last night. That one is long. And so if we have our scientific method, the next one will be short, and then from there on it'll be right. And so we have a timeout by the Cavaliers. 2-2 is your score. 5:30 remaining in the first quarter. All right, and so we are back out of the quick little timeout by Coach Brush. They don't have timeouts displayed on the board, so that is one timeout for him. I'll have to keep track myself because score table does not. And so we had a sub come in, a few subs. So for Latrobe, we had 21, Morgan Myers. And we had number 11,
Kiski foul, number 14.
Blue Blush. Hynak gets that rebound, and DeVito will bring it down the floor. DeVito goes to Pencak. Pencak goes back to DeVito. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. DeVito to Horsachek. Horsachek to Hynak. Hynak to Blanchek. Blanchek across the baseline, puts up the shot. That is good. And so Kiski Area will take the lead by 2. Havrilla with it for Latrobe. That gets poked out. She gets it. Goes out to Myers on the arc. That goes over to Blue Blush. That is blocked by Blanchek. It will be Latrobe ball. What a block for Blanchek. And could be a momentum kind of like booster. Coming off that made layup, then that block. Maybe you see something more impressive here. That goes out to number 13. That is Bridge. Not Bridge. Blue Blush tried to get that into Myers, and there was a foul. Foul goes on 13, so that will be DeVito. And Horsachek gets that for Kiski. She takes it down, and she is blocked by, that is number 21, Morgan Myers. Morgan Myers comes in at a height that's 6'2", while her sister, Maggie Myers, comes in at 5'11". So, sister relationship there. Blanchek's 2 is no good. It'll be a rebound by Myers. Horsachek, my bad. No good. Pencak rebound, gets that to Blanchek. That is no good. It'll be a rebound by Myers. And down she comes. And that will stay Latrobe ball. And that goes out to Bridge. Bridge, that goes into Myers. Myers takes the shot. That is no good. Rebound by Blanchek. And so now here comes Hynak. 3:45 remaining. That goes to DeVito. DeVito has it. She goes to, that is Horsachek. Horsachek goes to Pencak. And Pencak will go to DeVito. DeVito trying to get some ground there. She goes out to Blanchek. Blanchek across the baseline. The 2 is up. It is no good, but a foul is drawn, and she'll head to the line to shoot a pair, looking to make this lead 6-2.
Foul number 5, Selfie the Renegades. Number 20, Jaden Blanchek, shooting 2.
First one's good. Second one is also good. And so now here come And so Pencak with it. Pencak goes out. And so in comes Plowman.
Entering the game for the Cavaliers, number 21, Olivia Plowman.
Myers tries to get that to Pencak. Or Myers doesn't try to get, Pencak takes it over, my bad. That is picked up by Myers. Myers goes to Bridge. Bridge goes to Meyer on the arc for 3. That is good.
Maggie Myers for 1, 2.
Plowman to DeVito. She drives in, doesn't have it. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Latrobe ball. That goes into Myers. That is blocked by Pencak. That's 2 blocks for her so far tonight. Bridge rips the kind of deep 3 there. No good, might have been pushing it. And so now Pencak goes to Hynak. Hynak, 2 minutes to play in the first quarter, 6-5. Kiski leads it, that goes to DeVito on the logo. DeVito goes to Plowman. And Plowman travels. And so it'll be Latrobe ball. And so Latrobe with it, that's picked up by Pencak, goes to DeVito. Pencak with the pass, no good on the layup. And now here comes Myers. Myers takes the shot, that is good. She holds all the points for Latrobe. And so they take the lead by 1:20 remaining. Pencak on the baseline, loses it, gets pushed. Pencak picks it up, takes the shot, that is far left. Pencak jumps on the floor, she gets it again, tries to get that to Hynak, but Myers grabs it, that's taken by DeVito. DeVito goes to Pencak, that is tipped by Havrilla, and it goes out of bounds. And so what a little kind of, whatever you want to call it there, that was something to take in. Something to take in, to say the least. So 1:01 remaining, 7-6 is your score. If you look on the scoreboard, it's 6-7, but who cares about that? That is 20-25 right there for you. And DeVito now with it, gets that to Pencak. Pencak takes the jumper, it is far left again. And we have a jump ball. It'll be in favor of Latrobe. And so they will get it, and we'll bring it down the floor. That is Havrilla, that goes to Bridge. Bridge goes to Myers. That is good. You contain Myers, you contain the entire team. She's got every point for the Wildcats. Pencak goes to DeVito. Myers to Havrilla. They go on the floor. That is with Klauser. And it'll be Kiski ball. 9-8 is your score. Cavaliers down by 3. And so Pencak will draw the foul. That will go on number 3. That'll be Havrilla for Latrobe. So their full name is Greater Latrobe. If you look on the scoreboard, it does only say Latrobe. Due to kind of just overall, just the amount of size I have on it. So DeVito goes to Pencak for 3. That is no good. Myers down the floor. Myers to Havrilla. Havrilla takes the jumper. That is good. And so that is your final score after one. Your final first quarter score. 11-6. Latrobe leads it. And coming in for the second quarter will be number 12. That is Skiers. And number 5, that is Dendron. This is on Pencak Sports Network, 11-6. All right, we are back for second quarter action. That is number 3. Havrilla hits the 3. And so that is now Pencak with it. That goes to DeVito. Down by 8, gonna need a basket here. DeVito drives in, that is no good. And now Klauser with possession. She goes to Plowman. Plowman hits the 2. And will pull the lead to only 6. That is number 5. That was Dinerovich with the missed 2. That now DeVito with it for Kiski. Goes to Plowman. Plowman wants to take it to the hoop. She puts it up too hard off the backboard. And it'll be Latrobe ball. That is Bridge. Takes it to the hoop. That is no good. DeVito rebounds. You can see the skills different. I think Kiski Area definitely has the upper hand in that, but their shot has not been on for anybody, hence why they do only have 8 on the board, as Pencak commits the charge, and so that will be
Kiski foul, 20, Jada Pencak.
And the next break, we'll take a moment. We'll look into some playoff pictures. There are 2 remaining opportunities for seeding. Bridge for 3. No good. And so now Klauser down the floor. Horsachek takes the long 2. That is no good. And now Bridge has it. Bridge goes into Myers, who gets the 2. She's got 14 of the team's 16, and that has really just been the storyline so far tonight. Has been the Cavaliers not containing Myers, and she's just making shot after shot. Plowman doesn't take the 3, takes the jumper. That is too far right. And so now here comes Havrilla. Havrilla goes to Dinerovich. She takes the shot. That is no good. And that'll be Pencak who gets that for Kiski. 5:40 remaining in this second quarter. And Pencak will fall to the ground. It'll be a travel. And so that will be Latrobe ball as we have some subs coming in for the Wildcats. Number 11. That is Blue Blosh, and that is the only. Oh no, and Myers. Morgan Myers. Yeah, Morgan Myers comes in the game. That is Myers in the paint. She almost gets the ball stolen, She sends Horsachek to the ground there. It might have been on purpose. She kind of threw her arms a little strong there and then walked away. So
back in the game for the Cavaliers, number 14, Allison Pencak.
And so here come Pencak and the crew. Pencak needs help. That goes to DeVito, who falls on it, and she will travel. I don't know if I agree with that. She had one hand on the ball. She never had full possession of it, and did not really, she didn't have possession of it. Blue wash goes to Havrilla. That goes to Bridge, yeah. I think that was Myers on the shot. No good, and wasn't watching. Bridge has it. Bridge goes to Myers. Myers goes to Havrilla for 3. That is good. That is back-to-back threes for her. And so Kiski Area getting torn apart here. DeVito takes that. That is good, and that quiets the crowd a little fast there. And so now 9-point lead for Latrobe. And so that is Myers with it. Myers goes to Bridge for 3 again. I mean, not again. And Klauser has it. Klauser comes down the floor, tries to get that to Pencak, but loses it. It's a full timeout by the Wildcats. So we'll look in. So around the conference of 5A, we got for Section 3. So secured tonight, Section 1 and 2 have been decided. For Section 1, you have Plum, Fox Chapel, Penn Hills, and Franklin Regional. For Section 2, you have Indiana, Penn Trafford, Latrobe, and Kiski Area. That is who you have in and out for Section 1. For Section 3, you got South Fayette, West Allegheny, Chartiers Valley, and then for that final spot, it's between Mars and Montour. If Mars were to win at Chartiers Valley tonight, they're in the playoffs. If they lose, it'll go to a tie at 5 and 7 at section record. They split 1-1 when they play each other. First in the year, Montour took the win, 43-33, and then most recently, Mars took the win, 43-30. I did not look at common opponents. I think that's what the Whitfield goes to next, but I'm not exactly sure. But we are ready to resume action. We'll get to Section 4 at the next break. That is the final section that has one more remaining seed for the second week of February as my pencil falls. Myers drives in. That is no good, if we even call that a shot. Blue wash, that's taken over by Hynak. Kiski Area could possibly turn this around. She goes to the ground. It'll go out of bounds, but it'll stay Kiski ball. It is a doubleheader tonight. I'm not exactly sure who the boys play. The boys Latrobe have clinched the playoffs. Actually, I do have the boys standings. I am wrong. They have not clinched. It is a 4-way tie between Laurel Highlands, Uniontown, McKeesport, and Latrobe. I have not looked into that. The Whitfield's probably super excited about that one. You gotta just love when there's 4-way ties. But that is Horsachek that took that. And the best part is there's only 2 seeds left. So I mean, I guess if you look at who they played and it's good enough, that might settle it. But if there's ones that are like 3-3 against each other, well, you got a situation on your hands. And so that is Myers with it under the hoop, but loses it. And so Hynak will bring it down the floor. That goes to DeVito. 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. 19-10 is your score. Horsachek in the corner across the baseline, and she stepped out. If you notice tonight, Kiski Area down 2. The Bell twins, Elijah Balnary and Bell, not able to make it tonight. So they will not be Obviously, they are not here. They will not be playing in tonight's game, so that could play a factor. I'd say it's already kind of playing a factor to affect the starting lineups and affecting the subbing rotation for Coach Brush. And so Plowman gives that to DeVito. DeVito, that is Hynak, my bad, takes the shot. That is no good. Or I don't know. I wasn't. And so Myers, that goes to Plowman. Plowman goes to Hynak, and then that goes to DeVito. DeVito stops, goes across, takes it to the hoop, not able, gets the shot up, and it draws the foul. So that'll send her to shoot 2 at the line. The foul will go on number 30. It's Myers' second at tonight's contest. Myers got 17 on them? No, not 17. Scoreboard is in a bad position. 11. 11 on the night for Myers. So I'd say she's played a crucial role in the matchup for Latrobe. Blue Bosch? No, Dinovich, my bad. That goes number 12. That is Skiers for the long 2 is no good. It's a different lineup than usual for Latrobe. I'm not used to some of these younger players, Dinovich and Skiers. That could be on purpose. I imagine. I mean, this game really doesn't mean that much for Latrobe, and so far I'd say it's paid off playing the younger ones. Bridge wanted to take the 3. That gets slapped out of her hands by Pencak. Nice play there. And so Bridge has been on it at the no. Havril has been on it at the 3-point line. And so it'll be a foul. On 41. From where I was at. From my side of the floor, it was 14. I read that wrong. 41, that's Horsachek. And, you know, that ref has made some questionable calls tonight, some controversial ones. But, you know, not much you can do about it. That is the nature of the sport, and especially high school basketball. And so Myers gets the 2, Morgan Myers to be exact. And that is a 3-pointer by Pencak. I wasn't even watching. And energy's been ramped up here now. A 7-point lead for Latrobe. And we have a timeout by Coach Livingston. And so that is her second timeout at tonight's contest. And so she's got 3 remaining. Coach Brush has got 4. We'll be back in a minute. In 30. All right, and so we are back. A cool game in tonight's list of awesome games is Baldwin and Thomas Jefferson. Baldwin is 2nd, TJ is 1, so that could be an interesting matchup. I'm going to try to pull it up here. We'll see how that goes. And so that is number 5, Dinovich for 3. And that's number 13 with it. That I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. Number 12, Skiers for the 2. 40 seconds to go here. Blanchek with it. 26-14 is your score. Your new score after a little bit of scoring there by Latrobe. Blanchek drives in. That goes out to Hynak. And we have a travel. So, and that is a foul, and that will send number 12, that is Skiers, to shoot a pair.
Kiski foul number 14, Allison Pencak. Sakaris, shooting 2. Entering the game for the Cavaliers, number 21, Olivia Cloud.
All right, well, I don't have a live stream for the Baldwin game, so I cannot watch that. HSSN might have it. I'll check there next. Well, we got 10 seconds till half. Here we go. That goes into Pencak. Pencak doesn't make it. And Navrilla. That is no good. It rims out. And so that is the end of your first half. So a perfect football score, 28-14. Is your current score. 2 quarters down, Kiski Area. They got a lot of work on. There's definitely room for improvement. Once the band stops, I will go over playoff stuff. All right, now that that's finally over, let's get to the good stuff. So we are going to. There's some good games on later, but let's talk about girls standing. So like I said, let's go eliminated. So eliminated out of playoffs as of 3:55 p.m. earlier. That is going to be McKeesport, Greensburg-Salem, West Mifflin. At Section 2, I went out of order. Section 1 is Shaler, Armstrong, and Gateway. Section 3, Moon and Newcastle. Section 4, Uniontown and Albert Gallatin. So that is our current eliminated from playoffs. So Section 1 and 2 have been decided. Section 1, leading the section is Plum, then Fox Chapel, Penn Hills, Franklin Regional. Section 2, leading is Indiana, and then Penn Trafford, Latrobe, and Kiski Area. For Section 3, South Fayette, West Allegheny, Chartiers Valley. And then the final spot in that will either go to the Mars Fighting Planets or the Montour Spartans. Montour is done in section play. They ended 5-7. Mars got one more. They are 5-6. They are at Chartiers Valley tonight. That game is supposed to start, I think, at 7:30. If Mars were to win that game, that'll put them in the playoffs and finishing with a 6-6 record. If they lose, that'll go to a tie at 5-7, and that will go to the Whippeal. They did split the first time the two met. Montour won 43-33, and most recently Mars won 43-30. After that, it is non-conference games to decide seeding, I'm pretty sure. And then our final section in Whippeal 5A is Section 4, locked in at the moment. Number 1, Thomas Jefferson, then Baldwin and Trinity, and fighting for the last spot is Bethel Park and Peters Township. If you watch the Steelers playoff game, that's like what tonight is. It'll be Bethel Park, Peters Township at the Indians' house. It'll be you win, you're in, so it's a winner-go-home situation for them. That is at 6 p.m. That is supposed to start I do not have a score update on that. I actually cannot even find the game for it. I should be able to join this now, but it is not ready. So it must start at 7:30. I thought it started. I saw on a schedule at 6, but so 7:30 that game is supposed to start. And so after Chartiers Valley plays tonight, and after Bethel Park and Peters Township finishes up, that is all we're left, and your bracket is formatted. So that, I mean, really what we're deciding right now is going to be your probably 14th through 16th seed into the playoffs. And so as you see on the floor, the Latrobe boys warming up. They are locked in. They are not locked in the playoffs. I keep saying that. They are sitting at a 4-way tie with Laurel Highlands, Uniontown, McKeesport, and Latrobe, all at 6 and 7. Convenient. But we'll go. So for Whitfield in the playoffs, we got Gateway at number 1 in Section 1, Franklin Regional, and Penn Trafford. Those are locked in. For Section 2, you got Penn Hills and Shaler. For Section 3, you have Thomas Jefferson, Peters Township, and South Fayette. And for Section 4, you have Chartiers Valley, Lincoln Park, and Moon. So for Section 1, again, you have that 4-way tie from Laurel Highlands, Uniontown, McKeesport, and Latrobe. Eliminated out of that section is Albert Gallatin. Section 1 do get 5 seats due to the larger section. They have 8 compared to the other 3 with 7. In Section 2, it is also a 3-way tie between Indiana, Hampton, and Kiski Area. Kiski Area lost last night. That puts them at 6 and 6 on the season. For Indiana and Hampton, though, they decide their own fate. Hampton wins, they're in. Hampton loses, then they will. If Hampton loses and Indiana were to lose, it is a 3-way tie at 6 and 6. The Whitfield decides that. Eliminated from Section 2, Plum and Armstrong. For Section 3, Baldwin and Ringgold, both 4 and 7. That is not good to be making it to the playoffs, but one of them got to go and fill the spot. So they play tonight as well. I'm pretty sure they might. I don't know about that. And then for our last section, Section 4, you have Mars and Montour at 5 and 6. That is the final seed. In Section 4, eliminated West Allegheny and Blackhawk. Section 3 eliminated is Trinity and Bethel Park. So those are your current situation. Everything will be decided as of probably 9 o'clock tonight. Bracket should be released Monday morning or Sunday afternoon. It depends when they do the selection show. Last year, I want to say it was at Monday at 1 o'clock. So if that were to happen again, there is that. So that is your current lineup. We got about 4 minutes until second half action returns. This has been Pencak Sports Network. Your score, 28-14. Latrobe leads it. All right, and so welcome back. We are ready to resume action here for quarter number 3. Your score 28-14. The Wildcats lead it by a healthy amount, 14 to be exact. Yeah, so lost my train of thought there for a second. Wildcats in the white, Kiski Area in the blue. We are ready to resume here for second half action. So here we go. Kiski will get it, and looks like an identical lineup to starting lineups. Yes, maybe, yeah, I think so. And we already have a foul to be on the floor, so no shooting.
Latrobe foul, number 30, Maggie Myers.
And that is good. That is Durinovich. And so DeVito with it, and that is good. Gonna need a lot more of those for the Cavaliers with that automatic 3. DeVito gets a little glitch in the system there and gets 4 points. Something Kiski desperately needed. That is long. And so Kiski will have it. That is Pencak with it on the PIA logo. And gets that over to Pencak. Pencak goes to Hynak. Hynak goes to Pencak. Pencak goes, tries to go into DeVito, but that's kind of sloppy movement there by the Kiski. Tries to get it to Myers. She barely recovers that one. And she'll head to the line with the foul. And so that will be 3 on Pencak. I mean, I don't know if that was a valuable foul. I mean, I understand why it was called, but no one really had clear possession. Obviously, Myers had it before it went, but it went through her legs to the point where she didn't have control of it. But yeah, 3 made there by Bridge. Latrobe, to say the least, they've shot very well from the arc. And that has been on display in Kiski Area. We're having trouble even getting field goals here tonight. So that is, or 2-pointers. So that is not good. First quarter start was very slow, but there was no, Kiski just had no response. First quarter was mainly led by Myers. Second quarter though, you saw a lot more scoring by a lot of other people. And so Pencak gets the 2. So that's 6 points now already for Kiski. That is more than they scored in the first quarter. And so Havrilla is just on tonight. That is 3 in a row for her. And
Latrobe foul, number 13, Emily Bridge.
And so DeVito has it. DeVito tries to go to horse check. That is taken by Myers. Down comes Myers. And that is no good. It'll stay Wildcats ball. 17-point lead. So the lead has grown by 3 since the halftime intermission. And so they get that out to Myers. Myers takes the jump shot. That is good.
Myers for 2.
And so now we got 5:40 remaining. That goes to DeVito. DeVito goes to Pencak. Pencak goes to Horsachek. Horsachek goes to Hynak. Hynak goes to Pencak. Under the hoop. Shot is up. That is good. And so 8 now for Kiski. Myers loses it. And that goes to the right to horse check. That goes to DeVito. And she'll bring it down the floor for the Cavaliers. High net corner 3 is no good. That'll go out, and it will be Latrobe ball.
Into the game for the Lady Cats. Number 11, Jules Bulldosh. Number 21, Morgan Myers.
And so I don't know numbers that well, I'm not gonna lie. That is Bridge with it. And Hydak. We've had a very different lineup. It's been the same few like 7 the last 2 years. And this game, man, they are really throwing it up. I'm having a hard time remembering them. A lot of subbing. I mean, it's understandable. It's the last game of the season. That's what you expect if you're a coach. You got the playoff spot secured. This game really doesn't mean anything. Kiski, although they made it, aren't going to get the best spot, which is not ideal, but they do sneak in barely. So they'll get 14 to 16, anywhere in that window. And so Myers with it. And Pencak will get drawn for the foul. And so I'm going to watch that back real fast because I honestly wasn't seeing. If the feet were planted, then that is a clear foul. If they were, that would be a charge. Well, the ref called that before there was contact even made, so I'm not sure how that works. Myers. Nelson Pencak to 4. She will take a seat. And so Myers makes the first one. And she makes both of them. You know, pep band's cool and all, but we're sitting a little too close for comfort. They're very loud. I didn't think about it. I knew they had a pep band, but I probably should have went to the other side. It's cool to hear them, but it's a little too close and too loud for me to even hear myself when they're playing the drums. Pencak drives in, and that is drawn for the foul. And so
Ready to throw foul, number 30, Maggie Myers. Pencak at the line, shooting 2.
And so that is 4 on Myers. I actually did not realize that. That is huge, to say the least. She helped put the team put up 41, but she will exit the game. You do not see her exit very often. So that is a... If I get this wrong, Miss Hall's going to give me another strike. So let me get this math right here. 16. All right. So 16-point lead here. So, I mean, this, oh, snap. Boom.
DeVito for 2.
And we have a stoppage. And and so we are back, 3:20 remaining, and so that is Havrilla with it. Havrilla goes to number 11. That is Blue Bosch back to Havrilla. Havrilla goes to Bridge. Bridge goes to Djernovic. That goes to Havrilla. Havrilla has been on it at the 3-point line, to say the least. That has been a threat for Kiski. And number 21, Myers, is fouled there, and she will head to the line to shoot a pair for Latrobe, up by 14.
Morgan Myers, shooting 2.
And that first shot is no good. Cavaliers hits the second one. That'll put him at 42. And so now Pencak goes to Hynak. Hynak goes into DeVito, out to Plowman. Plowman fakes the three, goes back to Hynak. Hynak goes to DeVito on the PIA logo. The floor is newer here. It looks nice. They got the newer logos. The nice bright orange. It looks good for Latrobe. And so that'll be a turnover. Latrobe will get the ball. And 2:43 remaining in the third. So there still is time. Still is time for a possible comeback for the Cavaliers. And we have a full timeout by Coach Brush, and we'll be back. Your score, 42-27, 2:43 remaining in the third. All right, and so we are back out of the timeout. That was a halftime show by the pep band there. That was kind of cool. And so number 5, that is Marinovich, hits the three. She has yet to miss a three-pointer from the third in the third quarter. Pretty impressive for her. And so Pencak will get. Horse check will get drawn on the moving screen. Moving, I think that's inaccurate. I mean, she was slightly moving, but you know, I guess. Hynak takes the very long two. It is way too high, and that is no good. Plowman gets it back. Plowman goes to Pencak. That's taken over by Myers. Ends up in Bridge, and so here comes Bridge. Bridge goes to Dinovic. Bridge gets it back. It goes back to Dinovic for three. That is good. And that single-handedly has torn the Cavaliers apart in this third quarter. DeVito gets the two. She is perfect in this third quarter.
In the game for the Cavaliers, number 12, Lila Klauser.
And so here is DeVito. DeVito goes to Horsacek. Horsacek to Klauser. Klauser rips, I guess we call it a shot. That is no good. So now with 1 minute remaining in the third quarter, 48-29 is your score. I'd like to give a quick shout out to the graphic you clicked on tonight, the thumbnail made by a man named Knighton. Knighton wanted a thumbnail debuted. I said I might be able to make that happen. So it came a little late, but there you go. You might see more next year. You know, you never know. I'm not gonna drop any unreleased stuff there. But Bridge for three. That is good.
Bridge for 1, 2.
That is 6 threes for Latrobe in this third quarter. That is 18 points in just threes. And if you take 53 minus 31, 18 minus 31, I don't know that off the top of my head. There's 10 seconds left. I'll get that number in just a second. DeVito saves it, but it will go out. And so let's get the calculator up. I'm not making this mistake. That's like a guaranteed strike on Monday. 53 minus 18. I don't know why I'm saying 53 minus 31. 35. So that means if you remove all the threes that they have scored. Take that back. So if you remove all the threes that they have scored, your score would be 35-31. See how much of a close of that game? If you remove all the threes made in the third, that's a 4-point game. Instead, we have over a 20. All right, and so we are ready to resume action here. And gotta get the out of bounds there cleared. We are good now. That goes out to Havrilla. That goes to Dinovich. Dinovich has been a sharpshooter, to say the least, from that three-point line, so you want to keep her away from it at all times. Havrilla drives in. The 2 is no good. And DeVito gets the rebound. Going to need a lot of points scored in this fourth quarter, and that is a way to start. DeVito will draw the foul, and she'll shoot a pair.
Latrobe foul number 5, Selfie and Gianna DeVito at the free throw line.
First one is good. Second one is not good. Pencak rebound. That is good, though. So a three-point play, not a average three-point play, but for Kiski, anything in the three-point realm is good, because they have not seen that in one shot so far tonight. And so Havrilla has it. That goes out to Blue Blosh, to Dinovich, my bad. Number 5, Dinovich. And that goes to Dinovich. That goes to Bridge. Bridge goes to number 12. That is Skiers, and that is taken over by DeVito. DeVito will come down the floor. Bridge applying pressure, and we have a stoppage in play. There is a foul, and so and so that foul goes on 13. That is Bridge. That is her second, team second. And nice. I was not trying to talk over those drums there. That would not have been fun. And so Bridge now down the floor, 56-34. Rilla drives in. That is, the foul is drawn. And so she will shoot a pair. And it is getting a very full. And we are getting more condensified as we speak. And his first one's no good. Second one is. And so that is 1 for 2 for her. That was also her first trip at the line tonight. Might see it again, who knows? Kiski still yet to. They've committed 1 foul. I was about to say, no, even though they're just at the line. Can't see it from this side of the scoreboard. I don't love the scoreboard. Don't love it, but it's all good. Pencak with it. Pencak. And so I wasn't looking there. I was getting stuff situated, but Lila Klauser has officially made her mark on the varsity board. So congratulations to her on her first varsity points of her maybe career. I'm not exactly sure. And so that is no shot. It'll be on the floor. And so.
Kiss the foul on the floor. Number 33, Sydney Hyman.
I can already see how much fun it's going to be getting out of these stands. I could just sense it. It's going to be a great time. Even though whoever gets the spot is going to be more than happy. We got a lot of space over here, man. That's just how we roll. We're just high-class rollers is what they call us. But 5:18 remaining in the fourth. This game is not ideal for Kiski. They probably won't come away with the win. I mean, it's not. You never want to say it's out of reach yet, but it's getting to that point. Anytime Kiski gets some type of life, Latrobe's got a response like that. Latrobe has been relentless at that three-point line tonight. Klauser tried to get that to her. That is no good, and so Dorinovich turns it down the floor, and she'll back out to Bridge. Bridge goes to, that is Myers under the hoop, not able to do anything with it. That goes to Dorinovich for the three. That is no good. It form didn't look right, so that did not sink. That is her first missed three in 5. DeVito swings out to Pencak for 3. That is good. And so there is a little bit of life there. Now only a 19-point lead for Latrobe, but I bet you we'll see a 3 from Latrobe or a 2-point from Latrobe here. It's just like they always got something to come back on. Good for the Wildcats. Kiski hasn't been in their favor tonight. 4 minutes to play. That is Bridge to try to take it in. It'll go out of bounds off of the Cavaliers. It'll remain Wildcats possession.
Substitutions into the game of the Wildcats. Lady Wildcats, number 12, Natalia Sakaris. Number 30, Maggie Myers. In for the Cavaliers, number 14, Allison Pencak. And number 41, Bailey Pencak.
And so here comes Pencak. That is lost. So Pencak under the hoop, that is on the floor. So the doubleheader, as I was talking about, boys game will follow. Albert Gallatin comes here looking to maybe make an upset. Albert Gallatin is 0-13 in section, 2-18 overall, so I would say that might not happen. I didn't know they only had 2 wins on the season. We can get a quick little check here. So their 2 wins come to, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't even see a win on here. It's an 0-19. Oh snap. Okay, I'm on girls. For girls, Albert Gallatin, they are 0-19. For the boys, we got a win against Carrick and a win against Brownsville, but other than that, they are on like a 15-game losing streak, and so she goes 0-2 at the line, and so that is 21. It'll be a travel, so no foul. And so now Pencak with it. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play. High net goes to DeVito. DeVito goes to Pencak, rips the 3. That is no good. And so they turn it around. That's Pencak's first miss of this 4th quarter. And so down comes now Pencak. 3 minutes to play. She drives in. That is no good, but it draws the foul, so it'll send her to shoot a pair. That'll be 5 for Latrobe. And so anything after this, the Cavaliers will shoot an automatic 2. That first one is up, and it is good. So that now is Bridge with it. Bridge goes to Myers. Myers goes to Havrilla. Havrilla goes back to Myers. That is no good. The rebound is good, and she will get an extra shot. So left with 4 fouls, re-entered, and already has a chance to make 3-point play here.
Kiski foul, number 41, Bailey Pencak. Myers at the line.
And so the foul shot is no good. It'll remain a 2-point play for Latrobe, even though it doesn't really matter that much. It's still a 19-point lead, which is, I would say, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, enough to win the game. And so Pencak gets it lost there, and so down that goes to number 12, and we have a travel. That travel goes on number 12, Skiers, and so it'll be Kiski ball. And so Pencak also will re-enter. I have no idea when she re-entered, but she's back after the 4 fouls as well. She could have been in for a minute or 2. Kiski really hasn't had any type of offense in the past few minutes, so, and if it's any offense, it's real quick. Pencak to, that is DeVito. And so DeVito transitions that over to Pencak. She goes across the baseline. That is good. And so Kiski not going quiet in the 4th, but not getting enough points to where they can make a comeback. And so Myers goes to number 12, goes to try that number 12. Skiers tries to go back into Myers, but they do not connect. And so Pencak down the floor. The JV game for the girls will not be live streamed. I repeat, will not be live streamed. And so
Lady Wildcat substitution. In the game, number 5, Sophia Drenovich, and number 11, Jules Olabosh.
And so we are in the final 2 minutes of tonight's contest. The boys over there in the corner of your screen wearing the nice striped orange and white pants. It's a nice touch. And that is good by Havrilla. So that'll, if you didn't know that she scores enough, that is just another sign of it. Her, Durinovich, and Myers, and Bridge has had an awesome game tonight. At the arc, even just regular field goals. So props to them, as we will tick down to the final 60 seconds of tonight's contest. And we have a foul. Oh, geez, here we go. As soon as I start to get the names, we send in a brand new lineup. And so congratulations to the Latrobe Wildcats on a great season. It is obviously not coming to an end. They have Whippy-Ols here in just a little bit. And so I might honestly not even announce names, or I will try my best. Markero with it. Might have just traveled there. It's not getting called. And so that will roll out of bounds. It'll be Kiski ball. 40 seconds left. I think if Kiski can break 50, that'd be good enough for them. And it's been a high-scoring game, to say the least. For a girls' game, even for a boys' game, 64-47, it's pretty high-scoring. So props to them putting up so many points tonight. DeVito's field goal is no good. She puts it right back up, but that is good. And so DeVito will extend it to 49. And Kiski still got a fight in him. That was number 15, Restolte, with the missed shot. 10 seconds to play here. Looking to break 50. That's the best they got. And that is doable with DeVito's 2. And that will close out tonight's game. Your final score, Latrobe 64, the Kiski Area Cavaliers 51. So that is all she wrote for that one. It has been, I'd say, a great season all season long. It has been a very, one with some upsets, one with some wild turns. It has been one, I would say, for the storybooks. We've had more opportunities this year than I've had than I ever thought. And so I'm going to let the band finish out, and I will get to my closing remarks. So just give it 1 second. And so final score 64-51. And so PSN player of the game, I honestly might give it to Durinovich or Havrilla. And the only reason I would give it to Durinovich is due to their 12 points, due to her 12 points in that third quarter. That was very, very important for them to win tonight's contest. So that's honestly who I don't have one single player, but I'd say definitely a shout out to her. And so Kiski Area will fall to 11-10 on the season, so they finish over 500, while Latrobe will finish 11-7 on the year, and that will make them way over 500. So I thank you for tuning in tonight all season long. I appreciate it. Basketball season, can't believe it, but it has come to an end for me. We got Whippy-Ol and States coming up. That'll be a very long trip. That's almost a month and a half worth of more basketball for PSN and us. We'll might see you in the spring for maybe a few sports unannounced, but if not, we will see you in the fall. But again, I thank you personally for tuning in every week, and it's meant a lot to me. But it's been Nathan Pencak, it's been Steph Pencak on the camera, operating in the scoreboard. And so for one final time, your final score, the Latrobe 64, Kiski Area 51. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.